Hey there, I am back with another deck review, and today we're going to be looking at Bicycle Future Bar playing cards from Yasuyuki Honne. Now, Yasuyuki Honne is a big name in the video game industry. He's worked on a lot of different games for Nintendo, including the famous Chrono Trigger. But over time, he's also been involved in producing and directing, and in recent years, he's actually turned his talents to playing cards. Back in 2019, he did the Bicycle Owl deck, and he followed that up in 2020 with Future Bar, a deck that was released in Japan. So let's jump into the deck, find out how this video game designer did, turning his skills to playing cards. The entire deck kind of has this retro future vibe to it. Basically, what I imagine people back in the 70s pictured the future of space travel to be. So the whole thing has a really 70s style color scheme, lots of super bright colors, kind of a psychedelic feel to it overall. But the tuck case is done, it's on a regular glossy finish tuck, no embossing, no foiling. You do get a little bit of metallic ink. The bicycle banner across the top is done in really shiny gold metallic ink. And then the main scene gives you a peek into some of that really psychedelic color set that you're going to see throughout the entire deck. The spade pip in the center kind of gives you the theme, that outer space and bar, so future bar look to it overall. So you have the rocket ship in the center, and then it's surrounded by a bunch of mixed drinks and bottles that you'd find in a bar. And then the background scene is an outer space set of pods or habitat. So you have these sort of different individual pods that are all connected together. Very, like I said, that retro modern or retro future feel to it overall. You have the name of the deck, Future Bar playing cards, in small gold letters at the bottom, and then Yasuyuki Honne's name down there. On the sides, you got air cushion finish, made in the USA. Other side, United States Playing Card Company. Add copy on the bottom for USPCC. Of course, it's a bicycle branded deck. And then Yasuyuki Honne mentioned there on the other side. Top, it says poker, so poker sized cards. Back gives you a little preview of the back design of the cards, which we'll look more at in a second. And it does get its own gold posted stamp, or not posted stamp style, but a gold tuck seal, complete with that rocket ship spade pip in the center. So really nice tuck seal. Inside, a little bit more ad copy against that pink background. Nothing printed on the other two flaps. And you get some really nice interior printing. Again, kind of giving you that psychedelic feel. Definitely a 70s vibe to it overall, but that pattern continues all the way through the tuck case. Really like that sort of bright yet muted color scheme that's done. So a lot of bold colors, but giving that a little bit of a muted feel to it. So really nice tuck case, fun feel to it overall, and for a bicycle branded deck, really well done. All right, back design of the card. So here it is. So lots of purples and pinks, really doubling down on that 70s vibe overall. You can even see the flowers that kind of give you that flower power feel to them. So the entire background, and then you have these sort of space pods mixed all the way through. Now they're arranged so it's still a two-way back design overall, but you get these large modular pods and then kind of connected by the rods all the way through and kind of forming this spidering out pattern all the way through. I will say, I wish the deck on the back design had like a little bit more of a focal point. Those pods feel just sort of random all over the place and kind of have your eye shooting all over the back design of the cards. So wish it had a little bit more focus to it, but those bright colors really stand out. I still like the back design. I just think it could have had a little bit more to bring it together. All right, finishes out with that thin white poker border around the edge. So nice functional and colorful back design to these cards. All right, you get a pair of identical jokers, and again, you'll see the space and bar theme mixed in here. So you have a woman here with sort of a stereotypical glass astronaut's helmet here, and of course, she's got the bottle of champagne or wine that she's sort of pouring out. So very fun look to it overall. Love the facial expression. Really like the art style in this one. Has that hand-drawn art style and lots of bright colors throughout. Has the Joker, and then instead of the classic Joker in the corner, you get that rocket ship in a bottle, so space and bar. So both Jokers are pretty much identical. So there's your two Jokers. Your other extra cards include an ad card for Yasuyuki Honne, and he does mention his Bicycle Owl deck there. and you get a blank face gaff card. So there's your extra cards. Now into the main deck. Ace of Spades, definitely the power ace. We saw this spade pip on the front of the tuck case as well. So here it is, a little bit larger form. You can see that red rocket shooting up the center, the glasses and bottles in the back. Love the colors on this. Lots of bright, fun colors. Just a really cool feel to it overall. And I'm a sucker for that retro style. I have this small, just a little bit of copy here for Future Bar playing cards and Yasuyuki Honne once again at the bottom. And then you get a slightly custom pip and index style. Harder to see here. We'll see it as we get to the spade pips, but there's some slight color differences there going on in the spade pip, and then a pretty easy to read index. The other three aces are much more standard, I guess I would say. You do get custom pips on these. They have this sort of striped look to them overall. So you have the kind of pink and orange stripes on the diamond. The black club here has a little bit hard to see, but it's kind of a dark green and dark blue stripe to it. And then the heart is done in purple and pink. So different colors on each one of the suits, but really fun, fitting custom pips to go with the rest of the deck. So as you go through the number cards, you can see there, so there's a little closer look at that spade pip. So kind of a greenish and a purplish color, I guess I would say on this one. But there's your custom pips on the spades, and then into the diamonds. Like I said before, each one of these is going to have a different color on each one of the suits. So the red cards aren't the same, they have slightly different colors. So there's into the clubs. I think they're really well done. I like that they kept it a more functional deck with not too customized pips on these, but still something that's fun and fits in with the rest of the deck. So there's your hearts. And then we get into the court cards, and this is the best artwork in the deck in my opinion. So the courts are all fully custom, and they have characters that you might find in that space bar. Again, really heavy on that psychedelic 70s feel to it. You can really feel it in the background of these. So all the spades get this sort of purple and green and yellow background. And then really fun looks to the court cards overall, each one of them with their own drink in hand. So love the variety on these, love the looks on their faces, and yet still with that classic sort of two-way styled court card. So very unique, love the bright colors. As you go into each one of the suits, you'll get a definite color change to them. So a lot more oranges on the diamonds here. Really like this one. Definitely makes me think of Ringo Starr there on the King of Diamonds. Then you get to the clubs, definitely a little bit more muted here on the color palette, but still some fun colors with that turquoise and sort of a peach or orange color. Lots of purples in this one too. And then finally into the hearts. And these are probably the brightest of the deck in my opinion. Those greens and purples just really pop on these. So there's your 3 heart courts. And that is the deck. Really nicely done court cards. As far as handling on this is done just with an air cushion finish. On bicycles, just classic stock. So it's gonna handle about like any bicycle deck that you've had before. If you felt one of those, you are familiar with what this feels like. Really smooth out of the box. Cuts and fans are gonna be really smooth. So no complaints on the handling front. Uses of the deck, I think for this one, this is gonna be a fun deck to use for gameplay. Has that classic feel to it overall, so not going to be anything that's going to be distracting from whatever you're playing, but something that's going to add a little bit of fun and vibrance and brightness to the game overall. So for me, gameplay, certainly you could use it for Magic, for cardistry. It's definitely functional enough for either one of those, but gameplay, that's where I would stick with this one. So that's it. That is the look at the Future Bar playing cards from Yasuyuki Honne. Great bicycle branded deck, and one that I definitely recommend checking out and going to pick one up if you can get a hold of one. Like I said at the beginning, these were sold in Japan, so they may be a little bit harder to get here in the US, but if you get a chance to grab one, definitely recommend it. All right, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more deck reviews and unboxings. Let me know what else you want to see, and I'll see you for the next one.